Hey everyone, this is FoxMantis Radio. I'm here with my boy
Jay Bowles here from Plasma Channel.
Plasma. Check it out. Go to www.youtube.com.
/C Plasma Channel.
Oh, okay. Nice. And we're also sponsored by www.bing.org.
Bing.
It's a stupid joke that we have.
I was waiting for that.
People say, like, when I say org, they say gov, and we say it at the same time. So we're sponsored by www.bing.org.
Gov.
There we go.
Yep.
So here, with this brilliant scientist, tell me about why you got into what the fuck you do.
Well, let me tell you about all the Nobel Peace Prizes I've won first. So I'm the host and owner and producer of Plasma Channel. This is kind of my current trade in the market right now, and Plasma Channel focuses on trying to pinpoint and trying to demonstrate all the incredible phenomena that are around us every day that you're not taught about in school or college, and they're phenomena that are completely science related, but in the past, people, tended to link them to deities or things that are very mystical or something spiritual. And I'm not here to try and disprove those spiritual beliefs, but rather to show how beautiful they are because they're explained by science.
Well, I am one of those people that believe in those ancient cultures, right? So how are you going to disprove, like, how the Mayans built the pyramids, how the Egyptian built their pyramids?
Oh, yes, that's a beautiful thing. See, I'm not here to disprove. I'm here to actually make people even more interested.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm actually a big proponent of believing. Well, let's back up a second. Actually, you mentioned Egypt, right?
Yeah, Egypt and the Mayans. They
So,
have those coinciding pyramid.
Absolutely. And the interesting thing is, across the world, these giant pyramids popped up at a pretty similar time. Very interesting.
Yes.
But I want to talk about Egypt real fast, right? Take a little bit.
I can tell you a bunch of.
Oh
Egypt.
boy! So you're familiar with the what are the names? The jars, the battery jars.
Yeah, well, those
the names.
The very primitive batteries.
Very primitive batteries.
Yeah. And they worked.
They worked, and we found a lot of evidence of electroplating.
Really?
Yep, we found evidence of electroplating.
No, what is electroplating?
Electroplating is a brilliant concept where you have some kind of solution where you say you have gold dissolved in the solution, and then you dip something you want to coat in gold in that solution with a certain charge. You put an electrical charge through that solution, and the gold particles are attracted and they literally bond to that object. So you're coating that object in like a thin layer of gold. It's fascinating. You can do it with silver, copper, a bunch of stuff.
Right. Like the pennies.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, not many people know that. Yeah, pennies are not copper anymore.
No. They're
good
just
old zinc.
Yes. Fucking zinc.
The amount of pennies I've destroyed and defaced government property.
I feel bad for all the people named Zeke.
It's a pretty solid name, but I wouldn't want to have it.
No.
I'll pass.
So, back to
Yes.
ancient cultures and what you think about them. What do you?
Quattro.
Oh God! Unfortunately I don't edit this, so I just keep going.
Well, that's the plan.
If you can.
So I'm gathering you are very passionate kind of about those ancient cultures and ancient technology,
For
right?
sure, yeah. Did you hear any about this conspiracy shit about Antarctica and like how they perhaps have stumbled upon these ancient pyramids?
Which is why there's government bans on going to Antarctica and stuff like that?
Which is why, people go there, So, I mean, I have this one conspiracy I was talking about. It was right after World War II, right? And everyone thought that Hitler committed suicide, and he probably did. I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe he took a couple U-boats, went to Argentina. Maybe he had something planned, and there was like this hidden base in Antarctica, and maybe perhaps the U.S. as soon as World War II is over, they sent 50,000 or 5,000 troops down, and only 2,000 came back. And there was like a conspiracy that like
I have not heard of this. That's interesting.
These UFOs came out of the ocean because the only reason why they couldn't get to this place, they were going there for just research,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't do any research, and they lost 3,000 people because they went down to this place which is like right on the tip of Argentina, and if you go, like you see there is this.
Like kind of the archipelago of.
It's like right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the very tip, and then there's supposedly this river that runs underneath the Antarctic.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I could believe that.
like,
Yeah.
So there's like a cavern, and I guess supposedly this is all conspiracy stuff. Don't quote me on this, but it's fascinating if it's fucking true.
Ah.
That the Nazis took 50 U-boats, went underneath these ice glaciers, and went into this little cavern and built this base. So there was it's called Project High Jump, where now I'm actually giving you facts.
Yeah.
And when you look it up, you're like, Wayne,
Wayne.
you might stumbled upon something.
There's a reason why your eyes are brown. You're so full of shit.
My eyes are blue.
Oh,
It's the ocean,
I'm
baby.
colorblind.
Don't even worry about
He's
it.
so mean.
Your eyes are blue too.
Are they?
I don't know. No idea.
Exception.
But anyways, so Project High Jump was to go to Antarctica and see what was going on, and supposedly there was this battle that had happened, and we got annihilated. We literally put our tail between our legs and went back to America, because supposedly there was like these discs that were coming out of the ground and shooting these boats out of the fucking sky. And
what year period was this? Like just after World War II?
1945.
1945.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Immediately after, yeah. And so like there's a lot of like conspiracy theories, like Hitler never died in that bunker and killed himself. He like moved to Argentina, and there's like photos of him and all that stuff. And I don't know what to believe, but man, like.
Well, let me say this.
Okay.
Something that's kind of been stuck throughout time, which is
Tell me some
absolutely true.
science shit.
Well, I was actually going to tell you conceptual stuff first, but there's some science stuff I can tell you about UFO disc shapes. It's spectacular. But before I do that, people in power throughout history will always do. You don't give up power in modern days or in past times. You don't give up power if you're pretty much killed or wiped off the face of the earth. You'll do everything you can to maintain that societal position of power. So, if I haven't heard much about this storyline myself per se, but I wouldn't say it's absolutely impossible, because you have we'll say a major militia that popped up. You have the Nazis that popped up, right? They weren't around for a tremendous period of time. They weren't around for centuries. They were around for a short period of time. They essentially ended up becoming one of the most scientifically advanced groups because they sought out the supernatural. They sought out scientific advancements in an attempt to try and beat the Western powers.
They were still looking for the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah. So it's because of his love of the supernatural and whatnot, of Hitler's. But my point is, it's actually not illogical to say they did create a base somewhere else, because that's kind of in their nature of what they did.
There's conspiracy theories like, is there a Nazi base on Mars? Is there a Nazi base on the dark side of the moon?
Oh, yes, I have heard that one, yes.
Yeah.
Dark Side of the Moon one,
but
yeah.
I literally think the most feasible one is they just relocated down, because there still is a lot of people that support the Nazi regime in South America. So I can foresee them, like, Scoops, we need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And they go down, and that's totally fine. But, I mean, Mars and stuff, and the whole...
You know, it's interesting. So, touching, though, on the technology aspect, that...
which is fascinating.
Good old Nikola Tesla. He's my favorite inventor of all time. He's my boy, too.
I love him.
Yes.
I wish. Dude,
this guy, a man out of time, let me tell you.
If we followed his thing,
yeah.
if we look at our whole life set, free energy, we would be able to have.
I mean, somebody would be paying for it on one part of the end, but free for everybody else at least.
The only problems I would have is that perhaps we would have crazy fucking thunderstorms.
We actually probably would. We probably would.
I think that
Especially with
we
recent
have
developments in understanding how lightning works. We originally thought it stayed in certain levels of the atmosphere. And now, have you ever heard of sprites?
no.
Sprites, a very hard thing to photograph because they're very dim. But we've now found out that during very intense thunderstorms, sometimes when the strike connects between the Earth and the cloud, one 3 or 4 times bigger shoots out into space, almost like a balancing effect. And what it is, it's going way out into the ionosphere, good old ionosphere that Tesla wanted to use.
Exactly.
So yeah, the point is that you probably would have increased, activity in the skies.
So just imagine that the spear of the Earth, right?
Yes.
And there would be lightning bolts coming out of it, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but on a small scale, right? The sprites themselves I think they extend up to 50 km high or 40 miles high, 35, 45 miles high. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's more than that. But anyways, it extends out into the outer depths of where our atmosphere is, which lightning storms usually take place much lower down. We're talking 5 to 15,000 feet, somewhere in there. But anyways, the Earth's extremely conductive. So if Tesla was around, we would have a lot of free energy. And if Tesla was around without Edison being the massive dick that he was,
He had the biggest dick.
Wayne was telling me about this last week, man. He just wouldn't stop talking about his dick. It's crazy.
I can't help it.
Oh man.
It's not gonna suck itself.
British bald man, British fat bald man. You gotta love that stuff. Well, not British, but anyways, So back to the main point though. So Tesla did have an original drawing for how to levitate a saucer, and we have lost a lot of his paperwork. I'm sure you know this. Lost tons of his paperwork because little old Edison was a dickwad and liked to burn his lab down multiple times. It's well documented.
Yeah, that shit in Colorado went
I've been to that site, the exact site.
Really?
Yes. When I used to live.
He knocked out an entire town of power.
Yep.
Just fucking around.
Yep.
I'm just fucking around. Hey, my name is Nikola Tesla. I'm just fucking around.
And it's amazing that he had kind of partnerships with the local power plant so that they could do it at night when less people would freak out and know what's going on because they're sleeping, right? I'm not here to promote certain movies, but there is a movie, The Prestige.
Well, this is FoxMantis Radio where we do outer space movies.
This is true. That is very true. So The Prestige, which has Christian Bale and Australian actor, God, what's his name?
Hugh Jackman.
Thank you. Yeah, how did I forget that one? I'm gonna go slam my face into a wall now. Anyways, and they play spectacular characters, and in the end, you have David Bowie who plays Nikola Tesla. Does a spectacular job, but there's a scene where David Bowie, is it David Bowie? No, it's his assistant, whoever plays the assistant in the movie, takes Christian Bale out in the field and shows thousands of incandescent lights in the ground glowing. And you pick up the light, and it stops glowing. But then you hold the light, the metal part, with your hand, just the bulb itself, lights up again, right? That's all seems like sci-fi, but we know it's actually very basic science now. Completely logical. I actually do an episode myself on Plasma Channel about that. It's the 4th or 5th episode on wireless power transmission.
Go to
www.youtube.com/C/Plasma Channel.
Yeah, that's my boy.
But no, in all seriousness though, his technology was spectacular, and there's a quote from that movie that I'll never forget. My favorite quote from that movie is when David Bowie and I think Christian Bale were on the cliffside drinking tea. But David Bowie says, "When I tried to change the world the first time, I was hailed as a visionary. But I tried to change it the second time, I was asked politely to retire." So it's very true. That's when you have people that are very extreme, they're going to be accepted, and then you can't be too far extreme or you get rejected.
Who was the guy that was funding Tesla?
That's a big modern name.
Woodrow Wilson?
No, not Woodrow Wilson. It's a power Westinghouse.
Okay.
Westinghouse.
So he funded him until he was building this huge Tesla.
The Wardenclyffe Tower.
Yeah. And it just didn't get finished.
And you know why?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Edison was like, no, Scoops.
Edison
fuck
was like,
you.
no, and then also,
Oh, wait, we're gonna lose a bunch of money because
yeah, we're gonna spend money
We
and
cannot fund free energy.
we don't get a profit off it. Crazy.
No,
yeah.
exactly. So, yeah,
Science.
Scoops, I need this money.
Science has never really been a thing to create profit for everybody, but at least in the modern era, science has always been more for bettering the living conditions of everybody. You know, and business and science sometimes conflict.
So
Yeah.
there's like,
Oh.
go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I completely forgot my original point. It must be the copious amounts of wine I've been drinking.
You're
Tesla.
so drunk.
Oh,
But you look adorable.
I just one glass of.
So for anyone that wants to know what this dude looks like, take David Hasselhoff. That fucked Ryan Reynolds. And they made a baby, and now I'm talking to this handsome man.
Yeah, it's a curse. It's a
I always
curse.
said David Hasselhoff because you're drinking wine, you're eating a burger off the floor. That's
It's actually a good burger. I mean, I dropped it a few seconds
if
ago.
you can,
But
it is made by
www.gov.org.
You can find it on www.bing.org.
Gov. Yep. So yeah, talking about Tesla though. So he also had the drawing for how to levitate a disc. We don't understand the drawing still. There's also
Nazis almost had it.
yeah, exactly. There was a lot of stuff on that. Now also the Lorentz effect. You ever heard of that?
Yes and no.
Lorentz effect
Let's
is
go through that.
yeah, it's well documented on at least smaller scales. You have people all around the world, kind of like people that are hobbyists that build Tesla coils.
Yeah.
I have 9 of them, and
Did you just nonchalantly admit that you have 9 Tesla coils?
possibly yeah.
Possibly or factually?
Yeah, factually, I'm
Really?
quite passionate about.
What do you think about that Philadelphia thing where they teleported a goddamn fucking
Yes,
whole
yes.
Navy ship? And then
The Philadelphia experiment.
Yes.
That one, I'm not. I used to be very well read up on it. It's been some time though. What it was, if I remember right, is it was using some of Tesla's technology, right? And they cloaked it
trying to cloak it, yeah.
in a strong electromagnetic field.
So we went to Philadelphia, and then all of a sudden they found it on the Atlantic Ocean, and people were infused.
Oh, that's
into the
right.
walls.
That's right. Yes, their bodies infused in the walls. Some of them were still alive, but they were fused.
But the people that were still alive were going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, majority of them passed away, and then you have a few in the walls, and then you had a few that weren't in the walls that weren't sane anymore.
So, one note about that, right? You're going to have perhaps some people listening, some of you guys out there might think, okay, that's ridiculous. But let's just talk about quantum
Grow
physics here
up,
for a
that's what I
second.
say to them.
Yeah.
Be a man.
Be a man. God. Just believe everything we say, all right?
I once killed a man with a trident.
Yeah, Brick, I've been meaning to
not-
talk to you about that. Do you,
How'd you get a grenade? Anyways.
So yeah, quantum mechanics, right? The age-old story of if you tap your finger on a tabletop long enough, it's something like if you live like 10 lifetimes and your whole life you're tapping your finger on the tabletop. One of those times, eventually, your finger will actually fuse molecularly with the table.
Huh.
Absolutely, just fuse, because quantum mechanics is beautiful in that it does dictate that stuff like the Philadelphia experiment can totally happen, can absolutely occur. When it comes to the teleportation, I mean, NASA's working on the Alcubierre drive since 1993.
What is that drive?
Alcubierre drive, Mexican scientist who invented, or rather came up with the idea that instead of using thrust in space, why don't you just affect space itself and use zero thrust, more efficient? And so what it is Alcubierre drive, you compress space-time in front of the spacecraft, and you expand it behind the spacecraft. So almost like riding a wave on the ocean, it pushes you forward, but you don't actually have any thrust. You're just kind of going down like the gravity hill almost. Anyways, they're working on that. It's the one flaw with the Alcubierre drive is that it requires exotic forms of energy. So much energy, we can't do that. But physics and conceptually and numbers-wise, it works out. We just don't have the power source yet. So, teleportation.
Uranium wouldn't work.
What's that?
Uranium.
We need actually, what is it? Not dark energy. We need antimatter.
Oh, antimatter.
We need something like 1 to 10 kilograms of antimatter, which the most we've ever produced in all of history so far is something like a milligram. So we're talking one.
No, that's enough.
Yeah, that'll do. But anyway, so then the Philadelphia experiment, right? If you move through space-time near the speed of light, you basically time travel. That's how it works. So time travel also involves moving. So the Philadelphia experiment, numbers-wise, works out. Yeah. But I haven't read enough about it to actually know.
Well, what
you know,
Neil
deGrasse
Tyson was talking
Love that guy.
about was that if you're gonna make a time machine, time starts now. So you can only go back as far as the day you make the time machine.
Only far back. Why is that?
Because there's no way to recreate history if that segment didn't exist in the first place.
So you're basically saying that then the caveat of time travel is time travel can only be in the time period of which time travel existed. So
yes,
it's almost a paradox then in itself. Well, not quite a paradox.
Well, I mean, it's sad to hear.
Yeah,
I get it. Like,
yeah,
you're like, oh fuck, I really wish I could go back to the dinosaurs, but there was no cave dwellers that were like, you know what? If you put these Y's together,
dude, I'd ride on the back of a Stegosaurus, man.
Yeah.
That'd be my best.
Dude, what is your favorite dinosaur?
Dude, Velociraptor.
I'm all about Ankylosaurus.
Stay out of the tall grass, and then they all run into the tall grass and die. Ankylosaurus. What? Mm-hmm. Is it the? What is that?
He looks like a Stegosaurus with no spines, but he has spines around his body, and then he has that like flail tail.
Oh, like the weight, like the
that
thing. Yeah.
So he's like a tank. He's like the very first tank.
Ankylosaurus.
Yeah, Ankylosaurus, man. Watch out.
Yeah, that's a good.
No one fucks with Ankylosaurus, dude.
Well, the ones that do just get smashed by the tail.
Yeah.
But no, I'm a fan of Velociraptors in that man, so much evidence that they developed into birds, and that some of them actually now
they had feathers, right?
Yeah, they had feathers, exactly.
But the thing is like people are trying to like dismiss the intelligence of Velociraptors.
Oh
right?
yeah.
They're saying like, well, I mean, the smartest dinosaur is not even compared to the dumbest ape.
The Velociraptors, from what I've read, are supposed to be, or
what we were misconceived to believe. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah.
To be super intelligent,
That's all I've ever read. Maybe it's an agenda.
Who knows?
What
if they were 4 feet shorter? And they were just birds with crazy talents.
Well, like the actual Velociraptors were quite small.
Have you ever seen a Roadrunner? I thought they were way bigger.
I have seen Roadrunner, and it scared the crap out of me.
I literally saw it on set.
Did you?
Yeah, we were. So we shot in Blanco, Texas.
Yeah.
Death and Compromise. We went one day in Canyon Lake, the very last day of the shoot. It was a Sunday.
That was with the fire scenes, right?
No, it was with all the horses and stuff.
Horses. Okay.
Yeah.
So just so you know, as Wayne is talking right now, he's being viciously attacked by a housefly. I mean,
I fucking hate him.
It looks like World War VII over here. It's pretty terrible.
Anyways, I saw a Roadrunner, and it's only probably 6 to 8 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty small.
I mean, I
that fly is persistent, dude. That fly is a dick.
Once we get enough money to make FoxMantis TV, you'll see this bullshit. But right now we're on FoxMantis Radio, Doug. But anyways, so like I was thinking like a Roadrunner would be
bigger.
Like Wile E. Coyotes.
Like 2 feet tall, 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
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 Well, I wouldn't have thought 3, but I would have thought at least like at least above my knee. Above my knee.
No, it's not.
Yeah, they're small.
Not even a foot.
Yep.
So what made you get into this scientific mindset? Like, what age? I kind of want to like continue the stutter. What age did you wake up one day and said, "I like science.
I like science. Is calculators are so fun.
I like calculators.
Girls are stupid.
Give me a
but I like
scientific
numbers.
calculator and fuck women."
Oh God, the fly's after me now. No. God, Wayne, what'd you do?
He's all about facts. As soon as you start saying facts, the fly will get you.
Well, I better stay away from those facts then. You know, like the Earth is a sphere,
Flat.
not flat. Yeah, there you go.
What do you think about those flat earthers, man? That's just a gimmick, right? You cannot believe the Earth is flat.
Oh well, no, we'll touch on that, man. We'll definitely touch on that. But
Yeah.
but for now, let me answer your main question. Which oh, sorry, I was matching your stutter for a second.
I don't stutter.
I swear. So I believe it or not, I've actually thought about this a couple times before because, my brother and I are both quite scientific. He works at a lab in Seattle. I work at a laboratory here in Austin, and I've always thought like, okay, why am I different from say a lot of my friends, and why are my brother and I the only scientific ones in the family? And I actually I can trace it back down to just the right time and the right thing. And believe it or not, it was something as simple as I was at my great-grandmother's house, and my dad, he bought me a little, like, make-your-own compass set. And all it was a cork, a needle, and a magnet. But it was like a set. It was some, like, school science project thing. So he bought it for me to keep me entertained while, you know, he was visiting his grandmother, or my great-grandmother. And I remember I followed the instructions, you know, the first time an American read an instruction book. And I magnetized that needle and then set it on top of the cork and then floated the cork on water. And oh my God, what? Like the needle's pointing north and south. I don't see.
How do you magnetize a needle?
Oh, you just literally take a magnet and just run it right next to the needle several times. And it picks up a kind of a temporary magnetic charge. Strong enough, though, to be like a compass, right? So this turned into a floating compass. And my mind, just gears started turning where I was like, oh my, what? Like this. There's nothing touching it. Why did it move? You know, it's floating there in like north and south. So that was kind of the main moment. But then when that made me very interested in science throughout time. But what made me more fascinated on a more serious level was freshman year of high school. It was like lunchtime, and all the clubs had their little like tables set up and whatnot. And you had like the art club and the Japan club and the thespian club and all these things.
I was part of the thespian club.
I wasn't cool enough. It's funny. I thought actors were losers, but I don't think that now. Anyways, and then there's the electronics class.
For those of you that don't know, I met this guy on a film set. He was an actor. He was never part of the thespian club.
I thought actors were losers.
No, he's more of the scientific. Beat me up, but I'll get you back in a few years.
He didn't mention I weigh 105 pounds. I'm really lanky, pale, and it looks like I eat nothing but yogurt.
He once killed a man with a stalk of celery. Anyways.
I forget what I was talking about. Yeah. So the thing that started like my modern love, like on an adult level of science, was the electronics class had a device out on the table, and like goddamn lightning bolts were shooting out the top of it. It was loud and hissy and buzzy.
Where you were living at that time?
I was living in Seattle. My house. I grew up in the Seattle area, and it was at my high school. And they had a little tabletop Tesla coil, a little like 2 foot tall, 3 foot tall Tesla coil. And I walk over to it, and I'm terrified. Like, oh man, there's these like crazy loud sparks jumping all over. What? And they're blue and they're purple and they're just twisting around.
So fucking cool.
And then somebody goes, you know, the one person at the table goes, oh, you can touch it. And I go, oh, you like the base? Like he said, no, you can touch the sparks. And I look at him, and I go, wait, what? Dude, I'm not stupid. Come on, man. Except I was in high school, so I was like, come on, bro, man, I'm not stupids. You know, but he's like, no, that's a special kind of electricity. You can touch it. So I go ahead and touch it. And for the most part, I was unharmed. Long story there. But, like, yeah, I was able to touch the sparks, and there's like 3 or 4 inches of a continuous, like, arc jumping to my finger. And that was the final moment.
Did that make you feel so fucking powerful?
I felt like I was Zeus for a second.
Yeah.
And then I realized I
Right.
looked like Thor, so, you know, works out.
You do look like Thor.
But yeah, that was the modern moment where like
If
the gears
Thor
turned
ate
and like
50
logic
babies
and
gained 150,000 pounds. You're fat. He's not really fat. He's actually
he's
handsome.
not lying. He's not lying. I struggle with weight issues, guys.
Welcome to Dr. Phil. How are your weight issues treating you right now?
Well, let me tell you. Catch me outside. All right, catch me outside. I'll talk about this. Touch about that. That was the big answer to your question. That was the modern, gears started turning when I saw electricity that I thought would kill me, didn't, and that started like astronomy, that started physics, it started my love for everything. So
yeah, what do you think about the new direction that we're going into right now? So everyone's connected to a smartphone. Okay.
Yes.
Do you want the smartphone to be a piece of glass that we're looking now? Where do you want this direction to go? Do you think the new generation of human beings, like the 5-6-year-olds that already have a tablet, and adults depend, I don't know I don't know how to do adulting. So here's a tablet and go to
Here,
Angry
kid,
Birds.
you have some fun.
Right.
I don't know what kind of accent that was.
So
Was that?
it doesn't matter. I do a shitty Jewish accent. I can't wait to have Jeremiah on my show.
Yeah.
Jeremiah's tomorrow, everyone. Anyways. But what do you feel about the AI technology and how it's influencing humanity in an aspect?
I love this question.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have pretty strong feelings about this. So there's actually a lot of how do I sum this up? All right, so there's a lot of evidence actually that smartphone technology has drastically changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, because let's take a quick little snapshot here. 1980s, sometime
Can we
around
just
then.
Google it real quick?
Google what? Oh, exactly. See what we're talking about here? 80s, if you wanted to find something out, you usually had a little bit of patience, or you had to ask around, or you had to ask somebody that was credible, or go read a book, or,
Right.
I guess it was popping up in the late 80s, the internet, but not really mainstream, right? But now fast forward. You want to know anything ever. Pull out this device in your pocket, which, by the way, Nikola Tesla predicted. There's a complete quote of his predicting smartphones.
What did he say?
All right, so as an aside, we'll tell you this quote. He said in an interview, and the interview was about how everything is light. It's a brilliant interview. You should listen to it. Everything is the light is the title. He says,
Look it up.
he says that there'll become a point in time where every man, and by man he means woman, child, doesn't matter. He said every man
Women, yeah.
at one point in time will hold a handheld radio device that will connect them up to people across the world so they can instantly communicate via radio. Radio is the way of the future. He predicted a pocket-sized radio. He didn't know smartphone computer per se.
Right.
But he predicted this style of communication because he saw the implications. But anyways, we were talking about puppies?
Yeah, we were talking about
implications of
I would have definitely sidetracked it.
implications, right?
I love it.
Now I've actually done a lot of reading on this, and smartphone technology since 1995 and late 90s when it started to pop up has actually drastically influenced things you never even expected. Even how people date, how people meet, how stressful dating is, or accessibility and whatnot.
Are you single?
I am, yes.
Do you ever go on Grindr? No, we're gay.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you about Grindr.
No, exactly. Jesus Christ, what's it called? You get Tinder.
Jesus Cristo. Bumble.
Bumble's a girl one.
Good friend of mine actually is. He's got in a serious relationship from Bumble right now.
Really?
By the way, we
There
are
you go.
sponsored by Bumble.org.
Bumble.org. Go.
Yes.
Look it up on Bing.org.
God. we got to synchronize more on that. We're getting
We're
better.
getting close. We're getting close.
Yeah. So
We're
my
getting so
opinion,
much big money though.
where I want to see, this technology go, is you're already seeing this happening, which is a slight pulling back from certain facets of society of people hating Facebook, people hating social media, people hating being attached to their phones. That they like to shut it off for a day, because we've started to realize that these devices are incredible, but you get what I coined the term technology sickness. You're so absorbed in your email and your social media every second, and your stocks. You're looking at your stocks. You're looking at everything all the time.
Wait, do you have stocks?
I used to day trade,
I don't
but
have
not anymore.
stocks.
And
Probably need to make more money.
Yeah. Well, day trading's fun, but it's super stressful.
Yeah. That's another conversation.
That is, yeah, that'll be fun. So where I'd like to see smartphone technology go, I'll be honest with you, is I'm a big fan of like the Google Glass style of innovation. I personally am a big fan
eyeglasses?
of that. Yeah.
Ooh.
I like that.
A lot of people got really mad.
Yep.
Because you can record at any time.
Oh yeah, and it's a breach of information because you can also use RFID technology to pick up people's information on their phones and stuff. Yeah.
There's like facial recognition or I don't know.
Yeah.
But you can recognize people's faces. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's super invasive.
It's very invasive.
People didn't like
which is
that.
why I'm excited for it.
I don't give a shit. You can know everything about me. I don't care. Follow me on www.bing.gov. Yeah. We got it. We did it.
I'm just going to hug myself real tenderly now.
Google's going to be so mad at us.
Google's going to be very mad. Dude, Google's already super mad. You heard about what happened with the advertisements, right?
No, what happened?
So, I mean, this isn't hurting my channel at this time, thankfully, but it's called the Adpocalypse. You ever heard of that?
No.
Okay, so, like a month ago,
Okay.
Starbucks and like a bunch of other mainstream companies across the world discovered their advertisements they found their ads on super mega racist YouTube videos, which that's very bad PR for the company.
Really?
Yeah, and one of them was also like a gentleman from the Middle East who just like hated everything, hated Jewish, everything, and he was spouting hate. Another one was a white supremacist in America who was just spouting hate, but their ads were shown on the videos. So they found out, and Google has had $750 million worth of advertisers pull out of YouTube. Google owns YouTube.
I know.
Just like that fly owns your face. He's getting attacked again, guys.
I'm so
He's getting destroyed.
sad.
But it's called the Adpocalypse.
Google owns like YouTube also owns everything.
Yeah.
This fly. We've been sponsoring my favorite app. Go to www.bing.org
And the fly will tell you all about it, man.
And Google has literally hired a fly to just annoy this entire podcast.
I mean, they have the money for it.
Oh yeah, they
be
get
honest.
so much money.
Dude, I would love to be a fly trainer.
You ever watched what was it called, Richie Rich?
Oh,
Where he had that little animated bee.
Yeah.
Yeah, Google has animated flies, and fuck, man.
He's not lying, guys. Wayne's not lying.
No,
This fly is
I'm getting
tenacious.
attacked.
Tenacious.
Okay, but as soon as I sponsor Google, the fly will go away. But I refuse.
Oh my God! In this moment, everybody, Wayne looked like Jeff Bridges for a second.
I actually gained a lot of muscle mass by literally just putting my hand and trying to fight this fly.
You know, it has been a vicious fight.
It was a vicious battle.
If you could just see Wayne's face right now, I mean, he looks like he's terrified.
No, I'm scared.
He's in the corner of the room. He's terrified.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh, thanks. Oh, now the fly's come. Okay, now it's great. Thanks, fly.
Yeah.
I'll kill your whole family. Almost got it.
And he was like,
what do you think, though? What do you think about the direction? Where do you want to see smartphone technology go?
I don't know how far it's gonna go. So, I feel like in the future, give it. Man, it's going so rapid.
Very.
I would give it maybe 5 to 7 years, where you basically have like a cap of and you put it down, and there you go. You have your screen.
Yeah.
There's not gonna be this little device. So you like.
I agree with you on that, actually.
Remember when like cell phones were like, oh, everyone's going smaller, and you had like the tiniest cell phones,
And then bigger, smaller,
and
smaller.
and then all of a sudden, now that we have this thing where you can just look at a screen and get any bit of information, I feel like there goes the screen. We're gonna make like you've seen the movies where they literally have just like they plug it in. It's like bzzz,
Yeah.
and there is that device. I think they'll start with something that is like see-through, like you just have a piece of glass
Yeah.
you're looking at, or a piece of
Which we have that technology.
mica or something like that.
Yeah, we have that technology right now.
Yeah,
We do.
so I feel like it'd start with that, and then give it 10 years, and then it's
So you and I were hitting on the same concept. So even though I mentioned like the glasses, you mentioned putting a cap on the table, and then the same concept that you and I were both hitting on was hands free for the most part. You just
for sure
don't have to carry it around and hold it.
And what I sighed about was like, when does it come to the point where we are born with chips in our brain that does that? And so like,
You mean you don't have a chip in your brain?
just in my dick. It makes it smaller.
I was wondering what that buzzing noise was while I'm over here.
Yeah. He's so handsome, I can't help it. The chip in my dick makes it not erect. It's really hard to not be erect around this guy.
Did you ever see that like black and white movie, like the alien guy, and whenever he got turned on, his like dick vibrated, like buzzed loud?
No.
It was some like 50s black and
I
white
wanna
movie
see it, though.
where it's like a guy dressed up in a business suit, and he's like, he walks just like really weird and doesn't fit in, and he like falls in love with an Earth girl, and she accepts the fact that he's not from the planet, but like it's awkward because whenever she kisses him, he's here like, and he gets really shy.
Is it as awkward as that girl making out with Howard the Duck back in the 80s?
Wait, what happened?
You ever seen Howard the Duck?
No, I don't think I have.
Oh, there's a superhero called Howard the Duck, Marvel, and he's a duck, and he makes out with a woman, and they have this like sex scene. It's very awkward.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know
So
how ducks have
here's the
sex.
thing, talking about making out with like really crazy shit. Do you think?
Did I have a shot with Olivia Wilde? Yeah, I probably do. But what was your other question though?
Actually, I kind of want to envision you just doing that. I can see it.
Oh
I condone it.
yeah.
You know what? If you go to www.bing.org,
Gov.
we can totally see it.
do this. We can do this.
Thank you for still playing into that joke. But no, like, what do you think about sex robots?
Oh,
Like straight up AI chicks.
You know what? I will say that I have several of my own, and I'm not biased, but let me tell you. No, what was the movie that came out a couple years ago about that?
I don't know, man. I didn't see it.
Brilliant movie came out, and it actually focuses on exactly that. That's the twist.
Her?
Is it her? No, her had Scarlett Johansson as a voice the whole time, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was something like a year later. But
year
anyways,
later?
Yeah, but it focuses on sex robots as like sex slaves, sex robots. They're not humans, so you can treat them however you want, but they are AI. They critically think for themselves. They have emotions and stuff. I think that sex robots, I'm sure I could see it happening at some point. I'm sure I could see it happening.
Yeah.
If there's a market for it, which, I love Japan, you guys. I went to Japan last year. But
I've never been to Japan. I'm super jealous.
There's a reason for this, which I won't go into right now, but their culture is very sexually suppressed, so the kind of sexual expression you see is very, 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 very deviant, man, like crazy. So that would be the place, which, oh, by the way, I read last month they are making sex robots over there right now. And it's controversial because they're so real looking that people are getting upset.
So, do they have to make them look like octopuses for it to be okay in Japan? Like, seriously.
I'd do an octopus, I guess.
I mean, it just depends on how tight that pussy is.
He's got a point there.
But so here's the flip side, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about sex robots, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a man, you're a man. What about sex robots for chicks? No one talks about that.
Well, yeah, see, that's the thing. That's the thing.
I feel like it would kill someone.
It would kill somebody, and
because we're luckily, like,
I don't
as
even know where to
men,
start on this one, because
we can literally, like, just oof the robot and it just takes it like a starfish. But when you're a female and you have a sex robot as a male, I'm going to say this and we can move on after this, right? That, you don't know the setting. You know what I'm saying? If it's a whole being.
You don't know if it's going to, like, shoot a hole into you or whatnot.
It would I would feel really, really bad if someone died from
Or let's go on a whole different spin.
okay.
What if instead of in the future we have sex robots? What if it's like simulated sex?
Like
where you think it's happening to you.
That movie.
I think we're hitting on the same thing.
Yeah. Demolition Man.
Yes, I think that's it. Where he
Yeah.
like looks at for a split second, and in like one of the rooms, and there's like a holographic woman having sex with this guy on the ground or something.
No. Demolition Man. You get like Sandra Bullock or something.
Yeah, I think so. She's in it.
And they put on this helmet.
Oh,
And they
yes.
have this virtual reality.
And he
sex.
tries to touch her, and she freaks out. She's like, "No, that's how diseases are transferred. We don't physically have sex anymore."
Yeah.
Wasn't that? I could have sworn that was.
That was Demolition Man.
Who's the actor that's Demolition Man? Was
It was that black dude. What's his name? He's in. He went to jail.
Oh, that's terrible.
And he came back.
Oh.
And he was in Expendables 2 or 3. Not Denzel. Fuck. All right. This is why I want a fact checker on my.
See, here we go. Here we go. Wayne doesn't have to wait to find out the truth. He's just using his smartphone device. He's looking it up right away.
I'm gonna get distracted. As soon as I open my phone, I'm immediately distracted about 100 possibilities. I wanted someone else to come on this podcast, and I have yet to text him back. So now I have to text him back, and now I forgot. God damn it! I want to phone a friend or something.
Is that your final answer? Do.
How many planets do you think can actually inhabit human life? Inhabited? No.
Does the sun count?
I mean, I would. Icarus will tell you the best.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you know, that's
gross.
actually a lot. We now know that there are a tremendous amount of like.
Is it infinite? Is it infinite?
See, then you get into the argument of like
how big is the whole entire galaxy?
Well, we can say the galaxy because
the
we'll at least say
universe
galaxy.
is so big that there's literally. Do you think so? All right, this is sorry to like jump very quick. So someone's saying like the end of the universe, there is an alternate universe that is in reverse. Do you believe in that? Or do you just think the universe just keeps going?
An alternate universe in reverse. Whoa, that's fascinating. I don't know, because I personally believe the Big Bang is still one of the main modern theories, but the umbilical theory is gaining a lot of momentum. And
what is this theory?
Umbilical theory. It explains a lot of stuff that we see. It explains a lot of the breaks in physics that we can't explain. So one problem we have currently is when things go into a black hole, we know they break down into a singularity. But then when a physicist tries to explain, okay, what's a singularity, right? Well, the main answer is singularities violate all the laws of physics because matter just disappears for the most part. Only way for that to make sense is if you have white holes, which Einstein's predictions also predicted, right? We found his black holes.
I've never heard this theory of white holes.
Yeah, so white holes...
You're racist.
Well, I do prefer me some white holes. And
go to
www.bing.gov
and see if he's correct about racism. Anyways, white holes. I want to hear about this.
Yeah, so in order for the black holes to
holes.
actually exist, because they violate laws of physics, but yet we in science allow it. We allow it. But in order for them to actually not violate laws of physics, you have to have something that's the opposite. So you have matter being sucked in and compressed and disappearing for the most part. Well, then, in order for that to work, you have to have something. You have to have something that's the opposite, where matter is actually just appearing and expanding out. Here's where umbilical theory comes in.
Okay.
That we are not. The universe didn't explode out, but we're the other end of a black hole. We are. There's a white hole somewhere where matter is actually appearing. That sounds bogus, but we don't say it's bogus when matter disappears. We accept that for some reason.
Well, the only reason why is we have like a physical appearance of a black hole. Where's this white hole at?
Exactly, and in theory, a white hole would be like a sun. If you have light falling into a black hole and can never escape, then the white hole means, in theory, it should be shooting out so much light. Where's it at? So that's why we.
So is okay.
Yeah, a white hole is the polar opposite of pretty much everything about a black hole.
So why don't we just call all the suns white holes?
That's a good question.
Boom.
Boom.
I know science.
You guys, I only just read a book on the right over here. I actually don't know anything about science. I think Wayne just schooled me.
He told me he knew science.
Yeah. Well, that's because suns are different from a white hole. Suns are a bunch of mass.
Let's get Neil deGrasse Tyson. Oh, who do you like better, him or Bill Nye? Who's your favorite out of the two?
I think Bill has an unprecedented ability to piss off religious people, and Neil deGrasse Tyson has an unprecedented ability to piss off flat earthers. It's wonderful.
I think Bill Nye sucks in that regards, right?
I think
pissing off a huge population, where Neil deGrasse Tyson is like, all right, well, the 5 people that think the world's fucking flat.
Yeah. Well, 6 counting me, but.
Dude, no.
And I would say Neil deGrasse Tyson. Right? What's that?
So my door's right there. If you want to get the fuck out of here, I don't want to talk about flat Earth. No. Can you play guitar? Play it.
I can't play guitar at all.
Do it.
The viewers might go deaf. They might go deaf. I don't even know how to hold.
Just try it.
So I'd say Neil deGrasse Tyson because he's a lot more. He's a physicist, astrophysicist. Mm-hmm. Bill Nye is a brilliant. What's the word? You support science. What's the word for that? A brilliant advocate.
Scientist.
Yeah, brilliant scientist and advocate for public science, right? Well, Neil deGrasse Tyson is an actual physicist.
Well, no. Bill Nye's a fucking engineer.
Yes, mechanical, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's why, in my opinion, I respect him more, is because he has his whole degree in something totally different, but yet knows so much about that degree. Look at him.
Hey. I call that raindrops on the meadow.
Ooh.
I'll see myself out. Don't worry, I'll just walk out.
No. Let's jam out and talk about just play random chords. It's totally fine, dude.
I'll pretend that I know what a chord is, everybody.
Don't worry about it.
I'll pretend I know what a chord is.
Here's my boy, Dickless Doodley.
Dickless Doodley Daily.
Playing this beautiful guitar. That's right. What's my name?
Dickless Doodley Daily Guitar.
And what's my name?
His name is Twinkie Dinky Little Fiddle.
Oh, okay. So it's Dickless Doodley. And was it
Twinkle Dink? What did I say? Twinkle Dinkly Little Fiddle.
Twinkle Dinkly Little Fiddle. All right, give me 1 second.
Yeah, so you guys, this doesn't sound good because it's out of tune. It's not me, guys. It's just no, I'm good on that one. Thanks, man.
Oh, you don't want any more?
Yeah, I'm good. Dude, I feel like Johnny Cash right now.
You look like Johnny Cash. Do you have any information about Venus? Everyone talks about Mars, right? No one really talks about Venus.
Let me tell you about Venus. It sucks to live there.
I would not want to live on Venus.
Yeah.
But it's super hot, right? Like 465 Celsius.
I forget
something
now.
Crazy, like that.
Venus. The one thing that's interesting actually is I think Venus is actually hotter than Mercury. And Mercury's. Yeah, I remember this.
Really?
Yeah, because I learned this in class. It was mind blowing, and then I actually taught a little Cub Scout troop one time, way back when, up in Seattle.
To children, I get it.
Well, I did a presentation, and I mentioned Mercury's the hottest, and then this little kid raised his hand. He's like, actually, and this kid, I'm not kidding, you guys, was like 6 years old. He's like, actually, that is not true. Venus, because the solar envelope is actually much hotter. And at the moment, I realized the kid was a genius, and he's never gonna get laid. But He was right. I was
No, he did get laid.
probably.
My mom says thank you.
Yeah.
But
So at that moment, I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's right. Yeah, I forget. So there is some kind of special reaction
it's
going
just
on.
because of the ozone, like whatever it's covering it. That
I
makes
forget. It has
heat
something
up.
to do with the envelope. And,
Huh.
you know, folks, I'm a scientist, but apparently I'm having problems with this concept.
No. I'm trying to take him out of his comfort levels, and please don't judge him. He's actually been a really great guest.
I mean, I'm stinking up the room. I'm lactose intolerant. I'm sorry, man.
I gotta stop fucking making my entire room filled with milk. Super.
I'm actually
weird.
sitting on a waterbed filled with milk right now.
Yeah.
You should. It's got a little spout, so you can, have a little drink.
I keep spitting on. Like, I'm really uncomfortable. I'm lactose intolerant.
Stop it!
Don't be a bitch, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, oh no, you don't fly. No. Nah, not my guitar. Oh, you wanna fight? You wanna fight, fly? Fight. And now he moves his hand towards the fly.
He's gonna kill a fly.
The fly doesn't see it coming. Folks, will this be the end of the fly?
FoxMantis
Next week.
Radio.
Oh!
Fly.
You know what, guys? It looks like this fly is going to join us next week. I missed it.
His name's Sebastian. He's the best.
It's a total dick name anyways. It's like fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
You ever seen that show American Dad?
I actually, in fact, don't know.
Oh, Seth MacFarlane.
Oh.
He did like a parody.
I think I've seen a little bit of that.
Yeah, but there's this fish that's like German that like had his brain taken away, and not taken away, but like switched, and he now lives as a fish. My buddy Peter Dinklage is now this fly.
Your buddy Peter, that might
No,
have
I
been...
know Peter Dinklage.
He's actually not your friend. He is my brother.
That is true.
Yeah.
I looked
I'm actually
on
sitting
that.
on a stool, guys. I'm still small.
Yeah. So I went to www.bing.gov
Gov.
and I saw that he was your brother, and I was like, wow, it's pretty impressive.
Peter, what are you doing here? No, you're annoying, buddy. Go away.
Thank you, man. Seriously, it took me forever to get him away.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
really.
Yeah, no.
Maybe we should stop leaving the spoiled milk out. Wait, was that yogurt or milk that I was eating earlier? I don't even know.
It was semen.
Sour.
So, tell me a story about when you were a child and you looked up at the stars and you realized that you were gay.
Well, you see, it's that actually happened a long time ago, and I'm gonna have to fabricate the whole rest of this story.
Please, I just made this fabricated question.
I actually love women. Yeah. How about this, Mr. Wayne?
Oh, you're gonna ask me a question?
Oh, I'll be asking you a question.
own podcast.
On your own podcast.
You're gonna ask me a question?
Yeah. Come with me if you want to live. There's a Schwarzenegger over here.
Go ahead. What do you got?
This is a very serious scientific inquiry. Inquiry.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, all the great scientists talk about this. All the yearly conferences. Nobody ever seems to agree on this. But
I'm ready.
who would win? 3 velociraptors or 5 actual samurai?
Oh, samurai.
They're
Damn sure.
but they're the Jurassic Park velociraptors. The big ones.
The 5 samurais, man.
The big ones.
Oh my god. The
5 samurai.
5 samurais would either annihilate those 3 velociraptors, or they would all kill themselves.
Trying.
In very disappointment.
As one of the
And
raptors.
the last one would be Tom Cruise.
And he'd have 17 bullet holes, but still be able to stand up, right? See, folks, this is what I was talking about. This is a very serious question that scientists get together every year and discuss.
Yeah.
And it appears we might have actually reached a conclusion.
Yeah.
As long as Tom Hanks, or what? No.
Tom Hanks.
Well,
Wilson! Wilson!
He'd be looking for his Wilson while he's getting eaten.
No, as long as Tom Cruise
Yeah.
survives. You know what really pisses me off? Did you see the that trailer for this new fucking Chinese wall movie
Yeah.
with fucking
Matt Damon in it?
Yes.
Or I think the guy
Why?
Yeah.
Why would you sign up for that? Like, I get it. Ben Affleck was like, okay, cool, I'll try to be Batman.
Yeah.
But
now I'll try to be.
Matt Damon's like, you know what?
Now
I'll try to be Chinese.
I'll try to be a Chinese archer who actually can't do archery. Which, let me tell you about that. I'm a competitive archer, and
Are you really?
yeah.
No, you're making this up.
No, I am.
Seriously.
I am. Yeah.
What?
I'm actually a heck of a shot, and
Really?
Wow.
I
used to train.
Bow,
I only started shooting a year and a half ago, but I would
Huh.
shoot 6 hours a day, 7 days a week, until I realized it's a little obsessive. Yeah. It was when I discovered archery, I was just blown by like how absolutely rewarding it was. Anyways, so I got I racked up experience fast. I was shooting like 4 to 6 hours a day. I'd wake up, shoot for a couple hours, then at the end of the day before bed, I'd shoot some more. Right? Either at a private range or at the range in town here in Austin.
What?
Anyways, so but when you have
You're scaring the shit out of me right now. Because when you put your mind to it, that's fucking crazy, dude.
I mean,
when I
archery
put
is
my mind
amazing.
to it, I'm scattered. I'm like, hey, you know what? I forgot what I was doing. You're like, I'm shooting for 6 hours. Then I'm gonna take a nap.
In the meantime, I'm walking to the fridge and then forgetting why I was walking towards the fridge in the first place. What was I doing? Oh. No. I haven't. No.
So what's your favorite bow? Let's talk about that.
Oh, so I'm actually a traditional shooter. So I do enjoy a
Really?
good compound, but I'm a traditional shooter.
Huh.
So I mean, I don't shoot.
Bow or what?
No, I don't shoot like a wooden stick bow. Mine's like a modern aluminum and composite bow. So it's fiberglass
Should
and
you
wood.
give it a name? You can
It's
say
been
no.
given a name, but I don't use it.
What is
Blackie.
it? Bucky?
Blackie.
Blackie?
Yeah. Because while everybody's got fancy
Well, there
bows.
goes all our fucking viewers. I literally only have people that are African American.
All three of them just left, man.
Yeah. Three? Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, David. Like, it was only you.
No, it's just Blackie because everybody's got their fancy bows, and a lot of the shooting ranges I go to, people take archery very seriously, right?
Oh, really? Do they?
Oh man, people have their balancers, they have their fancy colors, they have their fiberglass bows that cost them $2,000, and they're bright red and blue and green. That's why mine's called Blackie, because mine's jet black in the handle, or it's called the riser, jet black on the limbs. The string is borderline black because I plan to go hunting with it. I've been training for bow hunting.
Wow.
So I don't want to be seen. I don't want bright colors. So as I'm passionate about archery, and when it comes to archery community, let me tell you a little something. You can thank several movies for bringing archery back to life. It was dying until good old Hunger Games came out.
Really?
And Lord of the Rings, yeah, those two movie
Wow.
series reinitiated that
Because
industry.
I thought it was Robin Hood Men in Tights.
You know what? That actually reinitiated the tights part.
I'm wearing tights right now.
Woo! But yeah, this whole community, right? They get very, very pissed off, and I'm
What do
becoming
you
one
mean
of them.
very pissed off about what?
They get pissed off when you have a movie and the actors didn't bother to learn how to actually shoot right. In Matt Damon's movie coming out, as an actor, I understand he's put a tremendous amount of effort into this. I haven't seen it. Maybe he did a spectacular job acting. I don't know. But
The whole premise is a turn off.
yeah, but then when you also see the way he shoots, it's like that style of shooting is some cultures across the world use that style of shooting, but it's extremely inaccurate. It's not. He pulls the string back to his face, but like his face, usually you pull it back literally onto your
cheek.
face. Yeah,
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
it touches your face. So you have a recognition point of string angle, but like in the trailer he pulls it back to like right here, like ambiguously right. You can't aim with what? That's not aiming. Now, some Eastern cultures did shoot like that, but I don't think that he was trained right for that film. And for the
I
archery,
think he was supposed to be part of that film. I would rather see Jackie Chan.
I would love to see Jackie Chan just fight 7,000 zombies. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Well, Jackie Chan, I love him. I love him, but he's kind of done.
Jackie Chan.
He's a little bit too old right now.
How old is he? Like 107?
I think he actually.
Scrappy little motherfucker.
No, what he does is he feeds on little children, right? So he's probably like 27.
Oh, so he's like a witch.
Yeah. He needs
That's
that
spectacular.
new blood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Count
he
me in,
needs
man.
it. Yeah. This is why I wish my co-host was here, because I was like, sing us a song about Jackie Chan feeding a little children.
I would like to see that, man.
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
Yeah. If we had someone that can play an instrument right now, that would be spectacular. But
I mean, besides me, I mean, people have been tortured for the past half hour, but you know what? It's melody to my ears. It's all that matters.
I really think that you have a new talent. Look at that.
Oops.
But
See, I'm just like I hold it so naturally, like it just looks so comfortable right now.
so, where can I go onto your podcast?
When can I go onto my podcast?
Yeah, I want to be on your podcast. Like, when I can get on that flip side, Brett.
You know what? That flip side, that web series. I think we're gonna have to talk some science at some point. I'm actually in desperate need of people to shock for the next episode, and no, I'm serious. No, I have some cool episodes coming up, and I'm trying to ramp up collaborations with people.
Cool.
Because I've spent the last several months just getting a basis for who I am and what I do on the channel. Like, why
Sure.
am I unique? Why do I exist? But now I'm getting to the point of where, okay, I've already shown that, and now I am getting to the collaboration point. So in the
Nice.
coming up episodes, I will use some people.
For sure. And right now, I'm at the point where I just need to pump out content, bro.
Yes.
I don't give a shit who listens to this. Really don't. It's all about like this.
Yeah.
Like you and I talking and having fun.
Yeah.
You know? And I hope that you don't think that like I'm gonna give you a boost. Because I'm not gonna give you a boost.
Well, I mean, that was kind of, I kind of expected I'd get like rich by tomorrow, but yeah.
Yeah. Go to www.bing.
Gubbers.
I can't even say it. He already said it. Covers.
Government Goversons, I swear. No, it's same here, man. Like this is fun to be here, and yeah, I'm glad to be here and be able to talk science with
For sure.
somebody.
Well, it's
You know?
fun. I
It's
would love to
spectacular.
have you come back, and we can actually get like more involved in some more science stuff.
Yeah.
We were all over the place, which
we
is fun.
We were like we were like an ADHD squirrel with Parkinson's disease. I mean, we were just like all over the place. But it was
Yeah.
fun.
Right.
It was spectacular.
That's great. As
Yeah.
long as you had fun, I had fun. Hey everyone, this is FoxMantis Radio, and I got my boy,
Jay here from Plasma Channel. Oh.
my boy Jay from Plasma Channel.
No, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, been a pleasure.
It's been fun. Very
Yeah.
much. Thank you for having me.
Dude, thank you for showing up. Sorry, I actually kept you waiting for like a few minutes. I really feel bad about that.
For your information, yeah, I was out there for like 20 minutes, and I just literally sat for like 5 minutes, and then I was like, well, you know what? I'll go through some emails, and I started pouring through emails.
Yeah.
Like got into an epic Facebook fight. It was wonderful.
And that's what I like to do. I like to keep my guests on the edge. Like, am I going to be on this radio show?
Is it
Am
gonna
I going to
happen?
be a part of this? Yeah, you will. If you can't, just give me a second. Just 1 minute. Give me it. Dude, totally sorry.
I got to think about though. How do we? Does FoxMantis have? You have a website, don't you?
Yeah.
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 How do we get a picture of this right now? Both of us right now. For
Oh, do you want to do
Website.
that? I don't. Do you have a camera? I don't.
my phone's totally dead.
My phone's dead too.
Classic. Mine literally died after you called me and I missed the call. I went to call you back and it just died right away.
My phone was dead. I had no idea how to get a hold of you.
Oh, dude, I kid you not.
Yeah.
I was so pissed off. I left work. Work is like 15 minutes from here. I had 20% battery. I actually watched my phone go 20, 19, 18. What? 7. What? Now that's 16? It's been 20 seconds. And it went all the way down to like 9%.
Oh my god.
And then it dropped. It stayed at 9. And then once I got into this area, it just died.
Do we have to bring up the AI conversation again about how much we depend on this fucking device in our pocket?
Yep.
Like, it's crazy.
I don't do. I mean, it literally, yeah. Smartphones bring in more work for virtually everybody. For we actors, you have to be connected at every single second.
Well, that's the film industry. It's like, hey, casting call right now. Where are you?
Oh,
You're
drop your
supposed to be
plans.
here 5 minutes ago.
Oh, your dying grandpa's in town? Too bad. Gotta drop it and come to set. Which is why
And then you go to set and then you wait.
Oh my gosh. Yes. That's the funny thing is, you can tell like the newbies from the non-newbies.
Yeah.
And I know we're supposed to be wrapping this up here, but real fast. The newbies from the non-newbies is when people are like, okay, you gotta be over here right now. We need you. We need you in 5. Be there. And the newbies like rush there and get there a little bit early, like a minute or two.
Yeah.
And the people that have been on set for a while, they get there when they're told to get there, but they do it, and they're not stressed. And yeah, that set that I met you on was interesting. There was a good mixture of people like that.
The newbies from the non-newbies. Here's a sentence. What are you playing drums right now? I was like,
Oh
the
my
sun is
gosh.
setting in 2 minutes, and you guys need to be quiet. Thank you, please. And then amplify that times 10.
So your host right here. I was one of the extras.
Okay.
Because as an actor, I'll do whatever and.
No, you get a scene, bro.
Oh yeah.
As soon as we can fucking.
I'm excited
write
for
it.
that. That's very true. Very true. But anyways, this guy comes in the room, and he's trying to make sure the set is goddamn quiet. Extras are holding right next to in a building right next to where they're filming.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's been a long day shooting. Time's been going downhill, down the drain like crazy. The sunlight's going down. Oh my God, they have a couple minutes of light left. Let's get this shot. But you know what they hear? They hear a faint. Oh, guess what? It's the extras right next door, and they won't shut the hell up. So this guy,
Me.
we're all just like talking, having fun, assuming that they weren't filming right next to us. We had no idea they were right next to us. And suddenly the door swings open. And instinctively we all look like out of excitement, like, oh, are they gonna like grab some of us? Like, ooh. And this guy, like, just roid rage like crazy. What are you guys playing bongo drums in here or something? We got 2 minutes of sunlight left. Quiet! Please. Thank you. Bye. And he slams the door. Probably oversaturated them.
Quiet on set!
Probably totally oversaturated the mic on that one, but you know.
That's alright. Doesn't matter.
So yeah, that's your host.
Quiet on set!
But he sounded like he wanted to kick us all in the balls, and then as he turned, he smiled.
And so some people saw that, and some people didn't.
I didn't
and the
see it
people
originally.
that didn't see me smile at the end, like knowing that I wasn't like really serious about it. It's just like got a lot of pressure, and the director is like, "Oh my God," we're all like rolling our eyes because everything we just filmed is worthless at that point, because it wasn't like people were talking. It literally was like people were just moving their chairs around, moving the table around or something, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
There were a lot of people doing that, actually.
Yeah, and so
People
when I
were just
walked in, and I was like, "What are you guys playing drums in here?" Or,
Yeah. Playing bongo drums? What is this? Yeah.
But yeah, someone cried at what I did, and I just, I apologize. It wasn't me. It
Why
was
would
me.
you
It was my
cry for
character.
getting yelled at? I mean,
Yeah.
somebody was having an
I
emotional
wasn't really
day.
yelling at them. I was yelling
With them.
to make them stop. Like, it's like, hey, dude, if you can. And then I got out. Like I was, they're all actors, right? They're all extras, but they've all done acting, hopefully.
Yeah.
Or they want to be aspiring actors. There's no need to fucking cry. But anyways, hey man,
It's
science, right?
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. We'll talk again. It's gonna be fun next time, and Next time maybe Jackie Chan the Fly can join us as well.
I'm really mad at that fly.
Just
Don't
buzz
judge
around
me,
and
bro.
Just kick us in the face while we're talking. Ow! Ow!
Well, this has been FoxMantis Radio, and I got my boy. Do your plug.
Jay here from Plasma Channel.
Go to Plasma Channel at
www.youtube.com/c/Plasma Channel.
check it out. I actually checked it out. I was blown away. So, anyways, you can follow me at www.bing.com.
Gov. No, he's being totally serious. It's bing.org.
Go to bed. Anyways, thanks for that joke, and thank you for being on. I'll have you back on in a moment. In a couple weeks. But yeah, I love you. Thank you so much.
You as well, my friend. It's been a pleasure.
All right, FoxMantis Radio signing off.